Morning. How's it going, everybody? All right, today we are talking about like the roadblocks that keep you from like hitting that next level. We're talking about those things that you have your goals, they're here, and you just can't bump up, like burst past them, like the things that keep you feeling stuck. Okay, let me reposition myself. I didn't get comfy. Okay, so the way I look at it, there are like three major categories of business volume, I guess is the right way of saying it. Basically, how much money are you making? How big is your business as a solo esthetician? And one of the things that I teach on Profit on Purpose, and I stand by this day in and day out, it's that our businesses look exactly the same. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you specialize in. Your business, the actual structuring of it, looks exactly the same. Every single solo esthetician has the same business machine. And I am very passionate about teaching you the mechanics of your business, because the machinery, all the moving parts, exactly the same. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you do, it looks exactly the same. And why is that important? Because when you understand how something works, then you can solve the breakdowns. Like if you understand how your car works, how an engine works, and all of a sudden you go to like turn the ignition on and it doesn't start. If you understand how the car works, you can pop open the hood and figure it out, and then you can get it rolling again. And the same thing is true with your business. When you understand all the moving parts, how they interact with each other, if you're not hitting your goal, i.e. you're not making the kind of money you want to make, you can actually literally look at the structure of it, look at the foundations of it, the blueprint, there we go, the blueprint, and figure out exactly what's missing, exactly why you're not hitting your goal. So I know that as estheticians, we tend to be very like ooey gooey, like feelings kind of people, but we're also entrepreneurs, and businesses are run on numbers. Businesses run on data, and data doesn't lie. So we got to look at the data. So anyway, so knowing that all of our businesses work exactly the same way, why is it that some solo estheticians are just killing it out there, making like tons of money, and some are like really struggling to even survive? So I really think that there are three kind of brackets that I put solo estheticians into. The first bracket is for estheticians that are making about $5,000 a month or less. And there's a specific like glass ceiling you're gonna bump up against there. That second category is for solo estheticians making about $10,000 to $25,000 per month. That's a second bracket. And then there's a bracket over here that's above that $300,000, wanting to get to like $500,000 and beyond. Believe it or not, whether you're a solo esthetician struggling to make $5,000 or you're a solo esthetician making $500,000 a year, it happens, and you can too. Your business looks on paper exactly the same. So in that first bracket, now this is where, and if you realize you have to work your way through each of these brackets, you have to work your way up sequentially. You don't just like start at the top. You also don't just start at the middle. You got to start at the beginning and work your way up. So this first phase or category of esthetician, that esthetician who wants to make their first $5,000, or who wants to make their first recurring $5,000. Really, that barrier that you're going to hit up against it's like your proof of concept. It's your proof that like this is a viable business, that you've got the chops to make it work. And really, when it comes to solo esthetician business success, there's two things you need to be skillful in. There are two skills you need to master. These are very broad paint strokes, but you need to master your aesthetic skills, and you need to master your business skills. So this first category, you're just trying to prove that like you can sit at the table. You're not mastering anything yet. Mastery's coming over here. This is you just saying like, okay, I've got the bare minimum. Like I've got the bare minimum in my aesthetic skills, and I've got the bare minimum in my business skills. Making $5K a month revenue is $60,000 a year in revenue. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. It's also not that hard to make. $5,000 in revenue a month is, oh God, someone do the math for me. 125. No, not 125. It's more than $4,000. Oh my God, 1,250. Woo! I don't drink coffee anymore, but apparently today I need to. So $1,250 a week. If you're working 5 days a week, oh God, someone do the math on that. It's 200 something dollars a day. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. If you're doing Brazilians, that's like 3 Brazilians or 4 Brazilians in a day. If you're doing facials, that's like 2 facials in a day, not even including, product and tips and, all those other things. So it's not a lot, you guys. And so what that is, if it is hard for you to make that, then you need to look at your business skills and your aesthetic skills. There's really no nice way to say this, but I gotta just say it like outright because you need to hear this. If you're not good, you're not gonna be able to make it as a solo esthetician. I mean, if you're not that good of an esthetician, you can work at a spa and kind of like sneak by and like skate through. But if you're a solo esthetician and you're not very good at like your aesthetic skills, like you don't know how to ID skin, or like your touch is weird, or you're still doing the like beauty school facial. Did you learn in beauty school that you were never supposed to like break contact? Oh my God, we were taught to do massage where it was like, do your massage and then do like never. Anyway, break contact, it's fine. Is your touch weird? When you do like extractions, are you breaking capillaries? Are you not fully extracting? When you're waxing, are you lifting skin? Are you leaving hair? Are you leaving people sticky? When you're doing lashes, how do they look? You have to be objective and evaluate your actual aesthetics skills. And I've looked at a bunch of, I've talked with a bunch of people, and you might not actually be the best judge of your skills. So I actually highly recommend like bringing people in, giving them services, and getting their feedback. Let me say that again. Bringing people in specifically to evaluate your skills, meaning if you're still friends with people from beauty school and, they will be brutally honest with you, give them a facial, give them a wax, whatever, and ask for their 100% honest feedback, even if, you have to do it anonymously. Or you might also actually reach out to other estheticians in your area that maybe you respect and say, hey, I'm a brand new esthetician, or I'm trying to restructure my business and like do better. I really admire your business. Would you be willing to receive a facial from me for free in exchange for your honest feedback? That will be invaluable. I think I've said this before, like whenever I was in a position to hire people at my spa, and I would bring someone in for a practical interview and I didn't hire them, I felt like it was my due diligence to tell them exactly why I wasn't going to hire them so they could go out and work on it. There were times where I just didn't have the time to like teach someone and mold them. Like I needed to be able to just like teach them my style and not how to have good hands. Like it's anyway, so you gotta get really, 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 really honest about like, are you good enough? And lucky for you, like that's a learnable skill. Like you can get better, you can learn. But if you don't know where you're starting, you'll never where you're gonna go. But a really good indication of your skills is look at your income. Okay. So the other thing to really evaluate too are your business skills. And I would say for most of the people in this category that can't hit that 5K, it's a business skill reason. Just not really understanding how to acquire new clients, not understanding how to retain existing clients, not understanding the whole process, not having the right systems in place. Most of the time, it's a business building skill. And most of the time, it's because you're not willing to take the action that's required of you in that moment. Being an entrepreneur is all about, sorry to say it, but you got to hear it. Being an entrepreneur is all about doing the things you don't want to do because you know it's going to drive your business further. Who in their right mind wants to go to networking events? I don't. Barf. I'd rather gouge my eyeballs out. I don't want to go to networking, but we do it, you know. The number one thing that will prevent you from like getting your business off the ground is marketing. Specifically, your refusal to do marketing that will actually work. Ouch, I know, truth bombs. I know I'm calling some of you out. Super easy to make like a random post on the internet that, let's be honest, no one's going to see. A lot harder to go out there and put yourself in front of people, to meet people, to network, to invite them into your business. That's the hard one. That's the hard one. So, okay. If you have not yet hit your first 5K or you want to get there, you got to look at your aesthetic skills. You got to look at your business skills. That's where you got to go. Also, just make sure your business is set up right still, too. Like that's like the beginning. That's like the startup phase. You just got to make sure all the oh my God, this is great. My dog found her squeaky ball. Okay, she walked away from it. That's awesome. Okay. All right, Megan, the supportive skin therapist says community outreach is it 100. Yes. Community outreach is such a great way to get to know people in your community that are like-minded and will want to be supportive of you and will like your philosophy. Because this is a tangent. People really don't care your modalities. They really don't. They don't care if you're going to, give them a peel or do a skin spatula or do this thing or that thing. They just want the result and they want to vibe with your philosophy. They don't care what the actual modality is. And so when you're like going out there and getting involved in the community, people are going to get to know you and what you stand for and what you believe in and your approach to things. And like, I'm thinking of the supportive skin therapist and, community outreach. She's going to be going to like farmers markets and to like people I just saw in my feed yesterday, like an herbalism class or like people that want a slow beauty approach. When you know yourself, your community outreach is going to help you find your soulmate clients so much easier because it's not about the modality. You don't have to go to a place where it's like people are saying, I want this kind of facial. No, you're trying to find people that will vibe with that, who will understand why that's important. So because this isn't to say that there's one right way of doing aesthetics, that like you need to go the slow beauty route. Like, no, even though I might lean a little bit in that direction. Nope, you don't have to do that for me either. If you want to be like a full-on glam, that whole thing. I don't know what this is supposed to mean, but full-on glam, where it's all about like looking your fucking best all the time, fully made up, all of that. You're probably not going to go to the farmer's market to find your people. Anyway, this is a huge tangent. So first category, that big obstacle is proof of concept. Once you have your proof of concept that like, yep, this is a viable business. I do kind of know what I'm doing. Kind of. You don't have to like really know, just kind of. That was the main point I wanted to make. This first category, you don't have to, your skill level does not have to be at a 10. It doesn't have to be at a 9, an 8, a 7. Like as long as you're like a 5, you'll be able to get here. Then let's go to the middle category. This middle category is those building to those recurring 10 and 25K months. So 10K a month, that means that's $120,000 a year in annual revenue. At 25K, that's $300,000 in annual revenue. That is incredibly doable. For all of you that are sitting there agag, gobsmacked. Oh no, that's so doable. Like 10K a month is like nothing. Is nothing if you're good. You just have to be decent over here in this 5K category. If you want to get here, you got to be good. No way around it. And you got to be good at both aesthetic skills and business skills. Again, lucky for you, these are learnable. These are all learnable. All learnable. So in the second category, what you're really proving is you're proving your performance. You're proving that you're good enough. So in this category right here, it's all about improving those skills, like learning how to go from like a good facial to like a fucking phenomenal facial, from being able to like do a 40-minute Brazilian to being able to do a 7-minute Brazilian. These are the tweaks. You know, this is from like not over here. It's like, yeah, you've got a business bank account, but you have no freaking clue about business finances at all. Here it's learning. It's learning how to make sure you pay yourself, how you're saving for retirement, how you make sure that you're paying all your taxes and doing all your things. Here you are proving your performance and elevating your performance. Fun fact, the fastest way to build to a 300K solo esthetician is with waxing. I'm a skin girl, so it kind of pains me to say that, but the truth is it's waxing. If you want to make hella money as a solo esthetician, become a Brazilian waxing specialist. And I would say specialize in all gender Brazilian waxing, so then you have the entire population to pull from. And if you want help learning how to do all of that, join the Academy. That's exactly what you will learn with Waxing Wealth from the one, the only Pain Jane of Lady Pang. Side note, she has office hours today at 2 p.m. And yes, ooh, and she's here. Hi, Lady Pang. Hi, Jane. I didn't see you. So yes, okay, performance is right here. Okay, now you want to move beyond that. Ooh, yes, gender neutral Brazilians. That's right. Jenna Lee, this is your girl to watch. This is your girl to watch. She is on her way into this category over here. This last one over here. Jenna is such a prime example of the kind of solo esthetician who's going to make it. And I'm going to tell you why. This girl is hungry. She's hungry. She's like doing all the things. She is evaluating her skills and seeing where she's deficient and then filling her cup up in those areas. So she's a member of the Academy. She's coming in, taking all the courses. She's doing all the courses. She's coming to all the office hours saying like, okay, I did the work. Here's where I'm getting stopped. Or just like, I did the things and here I went out in the world and here's what's happened. This girl, she just got featured in Huffington Post. So what are you guys waiting for? Like, you just got to get out there and like take action and do it. And also go follow Jenna because she's going all the way to the top. So anyway, love you, Jenna. Okay. Okay, over here. Here's the thing. If you want to move beyond 300,000 as a solo esthetician and stay solo, you can't do it entirely in the treatment room. There is an upper limit into like how much you can make in the treatment room. I wish I could say like, oh yes, everybody has the potential to be charging $1,000 an hour in the treatment room. But let's be honest, no, that's just not how it works. So when you move beyond, you know, getting beyond 300K, you're gonna have to think about multiple revenue streams because it's not gonna be coming directly from your, oh my God, Marley, stop it. Digging up all my plants. Oh my God, she got like a snout full of dirt and compost right now. Oh, Marley. Okay, multiple revenue streams. I swear, there are so many squirrels in my brain and in my backyard right now. So multiple revenue streams. Like at this point, a lot of, no, I don't want to go down that tangent. So multiple revenue streams. So you're going to have to start looking at what else can you do? A lot of people think that next revenue stream is to go into a spa. It might be expanding into a spa. I will put a cautionary tale out that I don't think that that's the right route for most, not all, for most solo estheticians. Most solo estheticians I know love being a solo esthetician, love the I was gonna say isolation, but that's not the right word. The solitude of a solo practice, And the added stress of becoming a spa is like too much. Let me just speak for myself, because maybe I'm the only one. If I had it to do over again, I would have stayed a solo esthetician and not become a day spa owner. And here is why. I care way too much about people. I care way too much about my employees, and I lost so much sleep just worrying all the time about, are they happy? Are they getting paid enough? Are they going to stay? What if they leave? You know, this happens, that happens. And then managing like all of their schedules, and just like the weight and stress of knowing that I am responsible for someone else's livelihood. And then throw on top of that like the people, my employees like have families. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm responsible for this person and their family. And it was very stressful. It was very stressful for me. So just something to consider. The added stress of becoming a day spa owner for me was kind of insurmountable. And had I to do it over again, I would have stayed solo and then just expanded my revenue streams. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm here now. So yes, it is an option to go into a day spa, but you've heard my piece on that. Now, other things that you have to look at then are like, what do you bring to the aesthetics world that maybe is different? Or like, what can you teach? What can you bring? So one possible revenue stream is going into teaching, into educating. Like, are you really good at dermaplaning? Well, then maybe you can start teaching dermaplaning classes. Like, have you mastered, brow laminations? Well, maybe you can go and do that. Maybe you are going to like come and do something like I do. Maybe. You can rep for different products. You can become ambassadors for different products. You can start your own product line. You can train people like in your methodology. Like the sky is really the limit on what you have to do, or what you could do. But ultimately, what the thing you have to prove over here is your community vision. Because this over here is not going to happen with you in a vacuum. You can make up to 300K like just by yourself in the treatment room, just churning out people. But to move beyond that, you're going to have to venture into multiple revenue streams, and that is going to involve community buy-in. People that believe in your work or what you do, whether that's the direct consumer or other estheticians. So community buy-in, meaning other estheticians are looking to you and saying like, hey, you've got something I want. And I want to work with you. Or if it's like with the community, it's a much like bigger, grander thing that lives outside of yourself. So in each of those categories, there's like that something, that hurdle, that thing to jump over. And what I think is just so cool, and I started this live off talking about this, is that in each category, your business looks the same. Everyone's business looks the same. The mechanics are exactly the same. And so really, it's what you're working on inside of these three different buckets that changes, and what you're working on inside of yourself that changes. Sometimes the thing that keeps you stuck in these different boxes is just a belief that you have about yourself. We can say, I already said over here that, you need to work on your business skills and your aesthetic skills. But sometimes like what it comes down to is this like belief inside of like, oh, I can't possibly go out and market myself. I'm not good enough, or I haven't done this or that. Well, that's like a mindset thing. If you notice, I kind of shy away from a lot of mindset talk because I think for the most part, it's stupid. Because I think it gets into this like magical thinking category instead of first looking at the actual like data of like, no, you actually need to do work. Like you don't just like sit in a corner and perfect your thoughts and then all of a sudden magically a business appears. Like, no, you have to get out there and do the work and then be shown where your thoughts are limiting yourself and then get to work on that. But like, you can't negate the work. You have to do the work. You're never going to be successful in your business without doing the work. It just doesn't happen. Unless you're like some trust fund baby and, there's severe nepotism in your business, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I can only think of like one person that maybe is in that situation. Anyway, do you guys have questions? Start typing in your questions. Yes, the live is saved. It's always saved. No, you can just go back into my feed for that. So any questions at all, I will take them. And then, it doesn't matter where you are in any of these buckets. This is why the Academy exists. It's for you to evaluate where you're at, identify where you want to go, and then get the like step-by-step instruction, coaching, and accountability to get there. We've been saying that, the Academy is this monthly membership. And you know what? I'm just done saying monthly, because the reality is you need to give your business like a solid year to like make any real difference. And so I would like you to consider like coming into the Academy and giving it your all for a year and saying, this is the year everything changes. This is the year I get everything I want in my business. Now, are you going to get to like 1 million or 500,000 over here in a year? Probably not. Hate to burst your bubble, but what you do in this year absolutely sets you up to get over here in several years. Let's be honest. It's going to take a while. It might even take 20 years for you to get over here. But you have to start somewhere. You have to get on the path and start. And when you start with knowing the pure foundation of your business, how it works, all the moving pieces, that sets you up for a lifetime of success. It's like that, what they say, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, but you teach him how to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. This is teaching you how to fish, like understanding how it works, all the moving pieces, what to do, how to troubleshoot. That's teaching you how to fish. And so as your skills develop and as you get better and as your revenue increases, you're able to just set your sights even higher and bigger and bolder and get there. So the other thing I just want to mention, which is purely self-serving, is I love office hours. Like, it's like my favorite day of the week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific for me, where it's like we just get to like chat and like, for me, the part that I love is like I just get to like give ideas. Like, I love ideas. I have 1 million ideas and I want to give them to you because I'm not going to do them. Like, you guys take them and do them. I have this like rare and unique gift of like I see things in systems. Like, I see both the like big picture and small, and there's this like intuitive aspect along with it where sometimes I just get these little ideas whispered into my ear. I'm like, say this, say that, ask about this. And I love helping you guys out. Jenna agrees. She says office hours are worth the cost of the Academy alone. I personally would agree. I would agree with that. Where else are you going to get, look, I've already forgotten the statistic. Jane, how much did I help you? Anyway, when I riff with people, let me start over. My love language is helping people make money. So my relationship with Jane, oh my God, like we talk about business like 90% of the time. And, just from me being, her bestie and thinking of things, and like I sit and ruminate on people's businesses when I'm not like actually working, I'm doing something else. I'm still thinking about business, and I'm thinking about your businesses. And I've thought about her business a hell of a lot, and, given her a whole bunch of ideas. I'm like, hey, have you thought about doing this? Or what about doing this? And like, what about this? And, she was able to generate, oh God, I don't even remember. It was somewhere between 300 and 500,000 extra, just because of ideas. Take them. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Take my ideas. So I love when people come in, tell me who your soulmate client is. Tell me what you want to create. Tell me what your goals are. What's the horizon you're aiming for? And then I'm just going to give you all my ideas on how to get there and point out like, this might be preventing that from happening, or this, but like take this idea and run with it. Oh God, I love that. And then in everyone's various office hours, like I've been sitting in on like almost all of them because it's just fun. Like getting to watch everyone do that. So it's like, yeah, that's what I like to do. I love giving people ideas and helping them make more money. But like, that's what we all like doing. So Jane's office hours today, she loves helping people troubleshoot waxing and their waxing businesses, and like, how can you make more money and how can you perfect your technique? And Matt, good God, this guy loves to make you money. Let me tell you, So if he can help you make more money, or like, figure out all your problems, he will. Michelle, we still are, anyway, you get the picture. We're all here just to support you. Literally, that's what office hours are for. It's like, come tell us what's going on, and we'll help you like pour gasoline on your business. Anyway, no questions? That's okay. I'm having a weird day. I am like okay, so you guys I think know. I have some like ongoing health challenges. It's been a little extra challenging lately. Not gonna lie, I've been a little slow these days. Related but unrelated. I'm also scheduled to have some surgery next month. So like it's just been kind of a lot. So I don't mind if today's a slow day. It would be kind of nice. Love you, but yeah. All right, what's your best advice to fully transition to fully SC? I work at a spa part-time, but will love to just focus more on my business. Hope this makes sense. So are you asking... you're asking about that the transition of like, when do you leave the spa and go full-time into your business? Well, that's going to be a different answer for everybody. I would say the first thing to figure out is how much money do you need to make? Like, what are your like basic expenses that you need to pay for? Your rent or your mortgage, car payments. There's your business expenses. How much money do you need to make? And then, figure out how is that money allocated? So, if there is like a real clear line in the sand of like, I need to make this much money every single month, well, then you probably shouldn't quit until you can guarantee that you're going to make that bare minimum. Like, we're talking bare minimum over here at your solo gig. I really don't believe in this like, we'll just jump and, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. No, that's how you end up in debt and, have all sorts of problems. Like, no. Like, let's be smart about this. When it becomes prudent, go over. Another way of looking at it is, how much time can you give it your all? Like, if you were to like quit the other thing and just do this, how long could you like remain here, maybe not making what you'd like to, but like, how much can you lose, let's say, or how long can you lose it before you're in hot water? Because there is a certain aspect of, once you have like cut ties and you're fully in your own business, there is this like come to Jesus moment where it's like, oh God, I need to make this work, because there's no backup. Like, this is it. So again, that's different from just, I'm gonna do it and it's gonna work out. Like, no, don't be silly. You gotta look before you leap. But leaping also has its benefits, which it will light a fire under you. The sheer panic of, oh my God, my entire livelihood rests on my shoulders. I need to make this work. So, does that answer your question? I would either figure out how much money bare minimum you need, and once your solo gig is making that, cut off here, or figure out, how long can you wait? If the money isn't as much of an issue, like if you have other sources of income for your household, well, I guess it's that second category. Like, how much are you willing to lose, or how long could you maybe make bare minimum there? Bare minimum there meaning like your minimum payments of like studio rent and all of that. Yep, I think that's all I had to say about that. Any other questions? Anything else? It's kind of a slow day today. All right, awesome. She says yes. Well, I guess if there's no questions, I'm going to go. If you have any questions about the Academy, DM me. If you're ready to get started, good for you. You can go to the link in my bio. Sign up like right now so you can get into Jane's office hours today at 2. Worth the price of admission. She's fantastic. Yep, I guess that's it. Slow day, guys, but loved it. Love you. Bye.